Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Prophecy of Pendor. Now, when we left off, we had just done battle with a heretic army, and I gotta say, that was very tedious indeed. But we did have the assistance of Ithilrandir, no less, and as you can plainly see, he has now become an absolute beast. He has 938 prisoners. I mean, seriously, that guy could have a huge payday if only he knew how to go into a town. Well, maybe he's going to ransack a town very shortly, but, well, he's obviously not going to sell his prisoners or anything. But now we are at Wolven Castle, and obviously Titus Legatus is here, and we have a couple of things to level up. Actually, no, we don't have that many things to level up. We only have Sarah the Fox to level up, and apparently she is now liked by many of our people, which is quite amusing considering beforehand she was, well, universally disliked. So, well, we're going to see if she is going to do some nice damage here. So let's head on into Wolven Castle. I know it is a siege tower, I know, but it is going to end the border dispute once and for all, because literally this is all that stands between us and going over to our buttery biscuit bulwark to go and see our helm. So once that is done, we will then be able to see our helm and see the status on it without having too many interlopers between us and there. And I personally feel like having an easy time from Laria to our buttery biscuit bulwark, the triple B, should I say? Oh yes, the triple B. That would actually make a huge difference in us not being assaulted, and maybe we could even run around with a bunch of recruits and various other low units. Well, obviously I could do that off screen to level them up and to have a much easier time of things, because of course then we would be running along the tree line, and we would be having the Noldor, of course, around there to protect us if we actually were lucky enough to have them assisting us, and, well, rather similar to how they were in the Heretic Army fight, of course. But yes, I think it would be a much better place if we were able to get this done. So let's get our TM Biscuit Saviors over there. And of course, they did get a couple of kills, I gotta say. They did get some kills, but then they also died as well in the previous episode. And as I stated there, they gained a kill, and then they got killed, so it kind of evened things out. Maybe they got a few more kills than I saw, but, well, yes, I didn't see it, and so they are not getting promoted yet. They are not getting promoted just yet, but soon. Very, very soon indeed, because no doubt, with the tea and biscuits on their side, they will most likely be able to gain a kill very, very soon. So let's just hope, and we'll keep our fingers crossed for the pilgrims, monks, and farmers, as well as Anson, of course, and hopefully we'll see them get a couple of kills here and there, and they may just get a promotion. Who knows? I mean, Donovan, yes, Donovan, really? You are certainly not getting a promotion anytime soon, because, really, he just got taken out very easily indeed. So we have pilgrims, and we have a D's leveling up. Oh, yes, he's doing a good job. And we have monks here as well. I'm actually really surprised that none of these guys have been taken out so far. I mean, they're just standing here, and they are so incredibly confident in their own survival abilities that they have no shields. Oh, yes. Now, in the end, I'm probably going to try and get an entire army out of pilgrims and monks, and we're going to try and do some damage to one of the enemy vassals at some point. No idea who the enemy is going to be at that point either, but I think it could actually be a rather amusing eventuality. If we can actually get that situation going on, then of course it's going to be rather amusing, but of course finding the numerous amounts of pilgrims, monks, and various other low-tier units that do not level up, because that is of course a stipulation for a Tea and Biscuit Savior. They can't level up, apart from Anson, of course. He's the leader of all of them, but yes, that is going to be relatively difficult to do. So, yeah, bear with me on that. I actually don't know whether I'll be able to even do it, but if we are able to, then mark my words, I will be making an episode of that, a special episode later on when, well, Pendor is, well, almost conquered, I would say. I think it's going to take that long to actually gain a suitable amount of pilgrims and monks as it is. So, yes, I'm actually unsure whether they'll be even able to take anyone on, because, I mean, literally, they're not able to levitate, are they? I mean, this guy, this rogue Blackheart Knight is... Okay, well, that levitation ended a little bit prematurely, I gotta say. That's a little bit unfortunate, isn't it? I was really hopeful that he would actually stay up there. That was gonna be very funny indeed, but no. I think his getting a headshot was actually rather amusing in itself. Oh, and Anson already got himself taken out, so I guess there's that. Yes, there is that. Okay, now I'm gonna try and see whether I can deal enough damage to take out that crossbowman. Yes! Oh, thank you very much. You make me look good, even though I didn't actually hit anyone. But, oh, I did actually hit someone there. Fantastic. We took out one of the Empire Armored Crossbowmen, and I'm actually going to see if I can get through the side here, because my throwing skills, as we all know, are not exactly the greatest, and, well, maybe my melee skills are a little bit better. So, yes, we're going to slash a couple of guys from behind. Unfortunately, my thrusting capability with this sword is not exactly the greatest. We're not able to thrust very hard into anyone, so I'm just going to be using my swinging capability and hopefully hit them in the face a little bit with that. And the weapon is rather large, so it should hit them pretty hard. But let's just make sure that we... yes, I think we... Oh, no. This is not good. Okay, so we're going to need to move our crossbowmen over here, I feel, because they are just getting absolutely slaughtered at the front. And, of course, we have our Tea and Biscuit Saviors waiting out there still. And we do have a couple of infantry coming in now, too. So hopefully they are going to assist us, because otherwise... Oh, how dare you? How dare you? That was... Oh, that was atrocious. That was absolutely terrible. I mean, literally, that Empire Legionnaire had our number. He seriously dialed it with one of those old-fashioned phones with the circular dial thing. Yeah, he totally dialed it. He really dialed it in very, very accurately indeed. And, well, he definitely phoned some sort of insurance company with that little dial-y thing. Yeah, exactly, because that thrown weapon, he wound that up exceptionally fast, and then he was just like, yep, I'm going to let that go because that's money. And that was exceptional money on his part. I have to say I am very impressed. Very, very impressed by him. But at least now we do get an opportunity to evaluate. Yeah, should I use the word evaluate? Okay, we're going to evaluate our pilgrims and monks here. And we're going to see whether they uphold the beliefs of the tea time troublemakers accurately enough. If they do, then they're going to get promoted. If they don't, then of course things are going to be pretty bad for us. They are actually ending up being pretty bad for us in the end anyway, because we are suffering quite a few casualties here, and I'm actually half and half not really thinking we should retreat. Oh, I think we should probably retreat, because we're going to lose more pilgrims. Another pilgrim has been eliminated, not killed, but just wounded. And oh no, now a monk. Oh no. Oh no. Something tells me we probably want to be retreating. Yes, we do. Let us just retreat. I know we could potentially get reinforcements, but the problem with that is that we do have a couple of vassals on the outside here, and they are most likely going to attempt to intercept us. But as you see, there are still a huge amount of units left in the garrison, but thankfully only 2 legionnaires. Oh yes, apparently my bane for Wolven castle sieges are going to be the legionnaires. So let's see if we can build another siege tower. It's going to take 30 hours, but no, okay. They are going to be intercepting us. I suppose this breaks up the monotony a little bit, so we're going to have a little bit of a field battle here. So that's not too bad. And of course, Anson's field aid? Yes, field aid. His field aid is going to do an amazing amount of healing for us. Yes. Yeah, but I meant first aid, of course. And we are... This is actually a pretty interesting battlefield because it's so incredibly flat. I'm not used to this. We really do not have flat battlefields usually, so this is going to be rather interesting to see. So I guess we're just going to charge everyone in because we have the advantage in terms of cavalry, and I personally feel like that is the only way to go. I mean, come on, we have so many cavalry. We have, 33 in actual fact. So this is going to be very, very painful for the opponent, and we've already eliminated the enemy vassals themselves, so this should be good. This should actually be very, very good. Now, the only thing that I am very worried about in actual fact are, of course, the Empire Armored Crossbowmen, because really, look at them. They've already done significant damage to me, and, well, they're going to, of course, be doing a lot of damage to our forces as it is. Oh my, this is actually not a good place to be. Yeah, let's just try and take them out. Come on now. Yes, yes. Please switch to your melee weapon. That's exactly what I want you to do, because really these guys are, in my opinion, very good at melee, but they are just deadly with a crossbow. So it would be rather nice to actually get them killed as fast as possible. And speaking of crossbows, I think we are probably going to be heading on over to our garrison at the nearby Avendor and just checking out our forces there, because of course we do have our knighthood order, our custom knighthood order there, and I would very much like to check on the status of how many milk sergeants and lemon knights we actually have, because of course their proficiencies have now been trained to some of the highest levels they can get. And, well, I think it would actually be a rather cool idea to see them all in action once again, considering the new proficiencies. And, of course, the crossbows are going to be exceptionally deadly, because, I mean, how much does the Empire Armored Crossbowman have? I think it has 410 or 420, so that's, well, it's kind of a little bit disappointing that our Milk Sergeants don't have more or equal to that. But, well, I guess, again, we're going to have to try and find a companion that is able to actually do something like that. Maybe have an exceptional amount of crossbow skill, but as it stands, I think they're actually very solid units. And I'm going to have to wait for our reinforcements here, just a bye-to-bye, because unfortunately we seem to have extended ourselves a little bit too far into the enemy's territory. So we're just going to focus a little bit on the stragglers here. Going to try and take out some of their light cavalry and, well, of course... Oh, hello there. Apparently our heretic worshipper is very good and was able to take out an Empire nobleman. Very, very nice indeed to see that. So, yes, otherwise our reinforcements are just going to be charging into the remaining units, and we have maybe taken out all of their reinforcements. I'm not entirely sure about that. But again, this is one of the problems, you see, with extended engagements, because every time you deal damage to an opponent, you are going to lose forces. That's just a foregone conclusion, of course. But the problem with that is that if the enemy then has some prisoners for you to rescue, of course, that's never a bad thing. But if they do have some prisoners to rescue, then you always want to have some high-tier prisoners. But if they don't, then, of course, they're just going to be filling out your army, and you're going to get a sort of an illusion of how strong your army actually is, because you think, oh yes, I have these guys, and they're generally very good. But in actual fact, you're replacing your really good guys with guys that have less than desirable stats. And as a result, you're then being left with an army that is weakened significantly in actual fact. And that's the problem we're having right now. We are having a little bit of, shall we say, bleeding. Well, we're bleeding off some strength, which is not exactly the greatest thing ever, but, well, we're just going to charge in and take out the remaining 53 units. I think they have 53. I'm actually unsure why they have 52 on the battlefield. That's a little bit amusing. We do have a battle advantage of 6, so this should be absolutely easy as pie. And speaking of pie, maybe we're going to have pie after this. Who knows? But, yes, tea and biscuits are definitely on the menu, of course. They always are. And we're going to see if we can get our archers into a nice position, because, of course, we do have an overwhelming critical mass of archers right now, and I'm going to try and see if I can get my tea and biscuit saviors into a nice position at the back here, make sure that they're all fine and dandy. And this is exactly the reason why I am very, very skeptical about what we are currently taking here. Do you see how many peasant women we have? Yes, that's exactly the strength bleedage that I was talking about beforehand, and that's actually not even a bad thing. It's just the fact that they are classed as infantry and archers. Well, technically, these guys right here, these snake cult followers, are classed as archers, and now as a result, we are getting a huge illusion of what we are actually able to do and what we're actually able to pull off. So I am just very, very hopeful that we will maybe take out some of the more high-tier units of the enemy first, and then we're hopefully going to win this. But that's the thing, I actually have no idea, because we do have those weakened units, and they haven't leveled up yet, of course. I mean, the peasant women do become exceptional units later down the line, but right now, we of course do not have that capability, and we are now going to obviously have problems with the high-tier units that the enemy is currently fielding. So let's see if I can actually take out that Legionnaire without getting skewered in the face by his thrown weapons, because it's happened before many, many times, and I'm pretty sure that Beartild would not appreciate that happening again, would he? I mean, really, who appreciates being skewered in the face? I don't think anyone, but yes, at least Beartild has safety and security in the knowledge that he is going to be getting some tea and biscuits afterwards, but really, that's not going to happen forever. I mean, it's really not going to happen forever. I mean, we are actually running out of food, I believe, so yeah, we're probably going to need to head on over to our castle and maybe get a baggage train or something along those lines. But there is one enemy remaining, and he appears to be running around like a silly Billy, and we're hopefully going to be eliminating him relatively soon. Wait a minute, who was it? It was an Empire Knight? Really? Okay, well, that was actually a little bit embarrassing for him, because he got taken out by a Pendor Squire, no less. So there it is. Not bad at all. We actually did lose 8 units, but they were primarily low tier, of course. But again, low tier units, you don't even want to be losing those, because they do level up into rather strong units in the end. But okay, well, this guy, see, this is the thing. I'm just going to be letting these guys go, unfortunately enough, because even though I would like to be able to take them prisoner, it is probably not the greatest idea to do that all the time. So we're going to be releasing a couple of these skirmishers and regular units, because I'd like to be able to take better, of course. We do have a couple of better units here, Shadow Legion Marinus units, for example, and well, we do have some Empire Armored Pikemen as well. So I guess we could just take the skirmishers back, a little bit of them at least. Gonna gain a little bit more profit from that too, so I do like that quite a bit. So let's take some loot, and Wolven Castle will be our next target. But for now, I'm going to be making my way back, I think, to Avondor. Hopefully Wolven Castle will not see fit to station any additional vassals and actually reinforce itself somewhat. I actually think they are going to do that. But yes, as you can plainly see, we do have quite a few units that have leveled up. Like these guys, for example, 17 additional Cobra Warriors. Actually very nice to see those guys. And of course, we do have many more units just needing to have a break, just needing to have a rest. So we're going to head back to Avondor, see if we can get our Milk Sergeants and Lemonites in on the action, and then we'll be heading back to Wolven Castle and hopefully getting that border dispute solved. So I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.